address. And speakers will be limited to 2 minutes to deliver their comments. Kevin will raise his hand at 2 minutes, and I ask that you wrap up your comments at that time. Those speaking are asked to conduct themselves in a respectful manner as they deliver their comments. Audience members are asked to refrain from reacting to comments. The City Council will not respond directly to comments in this venue or take immediate action in response to them. If somebody come up here right away to get up there, so you go ahead and start.
Hi, I'm Gail Jorgensen. I live at 249 East Main Street, the intersection of Main and Grove. I have two things. One is, I recognize all the hard work. However, the logo looks like a roundabout. And this city is very polarized on roundabouts. Now, of course, my personal thing, they're going to take, 3 or 4 feet into my property for a roundabout, supposedly. But beyond that, the community is very polarized on this. My personal thing, they're going to take, 3 or 4 feet into my property for a roundabout, supposedly. But beyond that, the community is very polarized on this. So you've got to think again, do you want that logo that looks like a roundabout and present it to the community? This is going to be just as horrific as all the comments about the high school. Louis Sullivan had a great body of work. He had a lot of neat graphic work, and you can rework that logo so it still brings people to Owatonna. That he did overlapping ellipses and use of positive and negative space. I think it should be reworked. The idea is great, but it needs to be reworked. And before you say, well, what does she know? She's new to the community, da-da-da-da-da. I do have a BFA from Minneapolis College of Art and Design. I did work in both graphic design and commercial photography before I had children, which comes to my next point. The relocation of We Care daycare. I think the city should reach out and help that daycare with their move. It's going to be another horrendous task. I started with a family daycare and it grew into a daycare center. I had gone through a lot of licensing processes. I had to scramble for funds sometimes to get grants. And I know Peggy Cunningham, who's the head of daycare licensing for the state of Minnesota, because I worked with her when she was a newbie, and she was very strict. And anything out of compliance, she will nail. And it's a long drive from them, from St. Paul, through that traffic. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak this evening? Lisa?
Good evening, Lisa Cochran, 362 13th Street Northeast. I'm here just to do a formal thank you to our city staff and city council for all the support that Main Street received during our Downtown Thursdays. When we talk about going the extra mile, I believe our city staff went the extra mile for those events downtown. We had the street department, and we had park and rec department, and the office staff, especially Spencer downtown. I mean, we had a lot of people working on those events, and I truly appreciate the help that we got, the assistance that we got, and just the relationship that we have also with the council. Thanking you for having to approve a permit each month. Sorry about that. But I appreciate that, and I look forward to some more great events downtown.
Great, thank you.
John Pavelka, 1580 Woodcrest. First, I want to thank Greg Kruschke. He came to our Rotary Club a few weeks back, gave us an update on the Owatonna 2050 plan, and it was great. He was really good speaker for our club. I also want to share some feedback with all of you. I work with clients that are either in retirement or getting to retirement. They'd had 4 people comment to me about their taxes going up, and one was last week, and I thought, you know, I should probably go say something. And I always tell them, call the city, call your council member. I don't know if anybody does, and tonight at my 4 o'clock appointment, another guy mentioned that. I told him to show up today, but I don't see him here. But people are talking about there does impact their planning. Then I've asked a few business owners just kind of jokingly, like, how's your 9% increase in your budget going this year? And you can about imagine their comments that they've made to me. So I just think 9% is a little high, and it's gone up 27% compounded over the last 3 years. And in the next 3 years, if it goes up another 27%, our population, I just don't think is growing that fast. If it was your own money, you know, I think of my own self, like, man, am I spending 27% more? And if I am, I need to really look a little bit deeper on where I spend that. But I love living in Owatonna. It was great to hear some of the comments about that. I was born here. I brag about it to my pals. You know, downtown looks great. Like, I'm really proud of being in Owatonna. And I know we've got good employees and we need to pay those employees. Like, I'm all for that. I know we've got old buildings. I've got an old building project that's supposed to start on Tuesday. I would just know that businesses and citizens have a lot of costs that are increasing. So I'd ask that you take a look at lowering the budget by a point or two, and thank all of you for representing us on the budget process.
Well, thank you, John. Anyone else wish to speak this evening? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Melissa Zimmerman, and I am here for the East Side Corridor, speaking on behalf of the North Country residents. I had some handouts there. I don't know if we can get those handed out. Otherwise, I can go ahead with what I was going to do. Yeah. So recently we sent an email out to the county and the city to answer some questions about the East Side Corridor. And while we have a lot of questions that we have a lot of not great answers on, I would like to address one of them tonight. The question is, the only changes that have happened between 1999 and now is that Owatonna grew and encroached on the right-of-way, which will cause more significant impacts, including putting existing residents in floodplains and causing safety issues and noise and air and light pollution affecting more existing residents. Mr. Ilka, the Steele County engineer, responded with, Steele County and the city of Owatonna have done significant planning of roadways for the area, studying and planning as early as the 1980s. In 2000, Steele County, in cooperation with the city of Owatonna, preserved a 150-foot corridor for the future right-of-way for the East Side Corridor to be used in a document called the official map. I have included that official map in there, but I also have a map here showing that 150-foot right-of-way. That 150-foot right-of-way comes within feet of houses and on top of other houses. This is the 150-foot right-of-way that was preserved. He went on to say, this is a significant planning tool and indicates to the public and property owners the route of the county and city's commitment to plan and eventually builds the road. I would ask for just another minute. There has been no encroachment on that mapped alignment because the county and city followed the long-term plans. To preserve this route for a road, the city appropriately platted the North Country Additions 1, 2, and 3 by dedicating right-of-way along the east side of North Country Additions, preserving that land for roadway. Yes, development occurred alongside the right-of-way, but there are no buildings encroaching into what would prevent the road from being built or required the project to purchase and remove. As you will see in the other maps, there are houses on that right-of-way. In 2004, the county and city further reiterated that this corridor would be preserved for highway or street purposes by joint powers of agreement, enforcing the plans to eventually build this road. That agreement requires both the city and the county to ensure no building occurred in the map corridor. The county and city can permit development along the corridor but not within it. Again, houses within it. At this time, we do not intend on changing flood elevations, but as you will see, the road is on top of ponds and in the floodplains. We as residents of North Country will not be giving up our property.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak this evening? Yes, sir.
Good evening, council members. My name is Matt Sennett. I live in the North Country subdivision on East Rose, also here on behalf of myself and many other residents in that same neighborhood and also north of our neighborhood in relation to the East Side Corridor project. We're not against an East Side Corridor, just want to get that out there, make sure that that's well understood. We're against the location that this East Side Corridor is being currently proposed by the city and county. We put together a petition. We have just under 200 signatures from these two neighborhoods. We haven't canvassed both those neighborhoods completely yet, but from Facebook pages and going around to some neighbors, we've already amassed 200 signatures, both in writing and electronic. I've got that petition here I want to read to you. The problem: Steele County and the city of Owatonna are proposing, again I say proposing, hasn't decided yet, it's in your power to strike this down or move its location, are proposing a very dangerous and short-sighted plan to repurpose a planned neighborhood city street and replace it with a highway known as East Side Corridor with speeds up to 55 miles per hour. This route is located directly adjacent to established neighborhoods and is not even wide enough to accommodate this type of road. Owatonna needs a north-south route east of town, but this location is not the answer. Historically, all other major routes built in the county, Old Highway 14, 218, 26th Street, were in place before residential areas encroached on them. Most concerning, imposing a highway on this route would be detrimental to the safety of dozens of small children at play, many with disabilities. There are also residential care homes with many at-risk adults in these neighborhoods. Put simply, it's not safe at this location. This proposed route also hinders future growth of Owatonna. We need amenities on the east side of town, such as grocery store, gas station, and other small businesses. Putting a highway right alongside zoned residential neighborhoods does not allow for this and is poor planning. A highway next to neighborhoods also introduces heavy truck traffic within feet of existing homes. The presence of semi-trucks means extremely loud jake braking, which the county says that they can't even enforce the use of those, which not only impacts immediate neighborhoods but also creates noise disruptions for residences 2 miles away. The solution is a half-mile further east. There's an already established north-south road called 34th Avenue.
Thank you, sir.
That's where we're proposing this to be.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak this evening? Yes, sir.
My name is Adam Workey. I'm at 2510 Fox Hollow Lane. I'm here in support of the East Side Corridor speakers that came before me. I appreciate the hard work that Matt and Lisa have done over the months to represent our neighborhood and others in the area with our concerns about the current proposed project. And I just wanted you to see another face here tonight to show you that they're not alone. They are representing a good number of people that have some serious concerns about the safety of this proposed roadway. And also some concerns about just wanting the best for Owatonna. We all patrols Owatonna, love Owatonna, like living here, and enjoy the neighborhoods we have, and feel this would be detrimental to our current neighborhood and just not smart growth for Owatonna as well. So, just going to keep it short and sweet. Thank you for your consideration to make a thoughtful and safe decision for the long-term benefit of this town.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else wish to speak this evening? Boy, he's the man from behind the camera.
So I'm almost out of batteries, so. But I've heard that argument. I just wanted to say something. I've heard that argument on both the city side and the county side, and I've driven that road, and they're absolutely right. Having that corridor on that particular street would be, a violation to that neighborhood. The 34th Avenue or wherever they're proposing, I can't remember where it's at, but it would be a better location for that. Secondly, thank you very much for investing into the buildings up on the West Hills. it brings a tear to my eye every time I drive by the high school, knowing that that's gonna be torn down when that could be used for a lot of different things, including housing, you know, a community center, whatever. But, and then, you know, obviously it's gonna bring a little detriment to a great standing theater, but I'm sure everybody will work through that. And thirdly, you know, everybody's gonna look at that logo a different way. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw that logo was a solid core, and maybe Central Park being that solid core, and then the green neighborhoods around it. So that's how I saw it. I didn't see around it, but everybody's gonna see it a different way, you know, so, thank you.
Right, thank you. Last opportunity here. All right, we'll end our public comments, we'll go to council comments. And first up tonight is Nate.
Gail's granddaughter's been so patient, I won't make it any longer.
Dave.
Nothing yet.
Dan?
Everyone in the city's got to make a comment. Officer Schultz and Bruns, thanks for being here tonight. Do you have anything to say?
Lost for words.
Ms. Jenna, we're putting a nice rink up there in Thunderview Park. Maybe that's a start to development, the rest of that park. That's all.
All right, Brent.
In addition to thanking Mark and his team for hosting this here the last 7 months, I want to thank Jason and Jeanette for all their work in meeting room set for us.
Very well said. And Doug?
Couple things quick. Thursday night firefighter banquet. Exchange Club did an awesome job.